the links between gender equity, women's health and related issues, and sustainability. And this is important for a number of reasons. The next Global Development Framework is expected to be called the Sustainability Development Goals.
The Vice President, as the keynote speaker at the conference, presented a lengthy speech on gender equity, equality and women empowerment for sustainable development, outlining gains registered in the area and constraints faced. Dr. Aissatou Seydi, a veteran advocate for women's empowerment and gender-related issues, told the gathering that President Jammeh attaches great importance to the well-being and welfare of women, which is why the Gambia is on track to achieving its MDG goals on that area.
This is what our president has been doing through the scholarship scheme for girls, for example, in my country, such as what he calls the President's Empowerment of Girls Education Program, and the Jammeh Foundation for Peace, and the Scholarship Fund for Girls, among others. The UN Secretary General's high-level panel on global sustainability concluded that any serious shift towards sustainable development surely requires gender equality, equity, and the empowerment of women and girls, and has been recognized as one of the fundamentals, indeed, of development.
Madam Jai Seydi also revealed that over 60% of the country's agricultural labor workforce are women who live in rural parts of the country. She cited the Back to the Land initiative spearheaded by President Jammeh as a significant step towards improving women's productivity by increasing access to labor-saving devices.
In the Gambia, about 65% to 70% of the agricultural labor force, according to statistics, is women, and more than 89.9% of these, of course, live in the rural areas. Women always stay. If there's anybody migrating most of the time, I'm not saying women don't, but it's mainly young men who migrate than women. The Back to the Land initiative, spearheaded by His Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia, plays a very significant role in improving women's productivity and by increasing access to labor-saving devices, access to institutional support services, and as I said, productive assets as well, among them agricultural inputs.
After marathon presentations and reaching a general consensus on the issues tabled before them, delegates were later entertained at a cultural event meant to showcase the beauty of the Bangladeshi culture and tradition. For Grts News, I am Aissatou.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of the Gambia, Honorable Susan Wafa Ogu, is attending the 39th session of the Council of Foreign Ministers of the Organization of Islamic Conference in Djibouti from the 15th to the 17th November 2012. The conference, which centers on the theme Solidarity for Sustainable Development, according to immediate dispatch from the Minister of Foreign Affairs, was formally opened by His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, President of the Republic of Djibouti. The release quotes Susan Wafa Ogu as saying that His Excellency the President Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya A.J.J. Jammeh, the people and government of the Republic of the Gambia are eagerly looking forward to hosting the summit of the Organization of Islamic Conference in Banjul in 2017. The Minister of Health and Social Welfare has raised concern over the high rate of non-communicable diseases, especially diabetes, in the Gambia. Fatim Baji was speaking during celebrations marking World Diabetes Day on Wednesday. As we hear in this report by Ibrahim Ajata, this year's theme centered on diabetes education and prevention.
It's commemorated on the 14th of November each year. World Diabetes Day is a day set aside for those communities that are still reeling from the effect of diabetes, a non-communicable disease said to be responsible for the loss of millions of lives across the globe. The theme for this year's event is Diabetes Education and Prevention. In simple terms, the theme highlights the critical role of education and prevention in the fight against diabetes.
We have a lot of institutions, be it government, private, but out of all that lot, you choose GAMCEL to be your partner in this. And we want to give you the assurance that we will remain with you for good.
Speakers during the event applauded diabetes associations for their tremendous role in combating the deadly disease.
Lancet is saying the world is going to lose by 2050 47 trillion United States dollars, and due to diabetes, due to non-communicable. This is serious. Non-communicable diseases. the world is going to lose as much as that. So it's a costly disease. Costly globally, costly regionally, costly at home, because we need to also reflect on who are the patients, who are the family members, because you have to go to the hospital, you need medication.
The site concluded over 300 million people worldwide have diabetes, an unfortunate situation that emphasizes the significance of the theme for the event. Officials are hopeful with stronger partnership, trends would significantly change.
Another interesting phenomenon is that diabetes mellitus type 1, which was very rare in the developing world, is now on the increase. Needless to say, the greater number of people suffering from diabetes type 2 are in the developing countries. And as we are now sitting here celebrating this occasion, I'm sure there's a child somewhere in this country or a neighboring country who's very ill, probably suffering from diabetes, and it remains undiagnosed.
The World Health Organization, partnering with the German Gambian Diabetes Project, is understood to have made significant progress in reducing the threat of the disease that claims the most productive segment of the population.
Diabetic is a killer disease in terms of its complications. Uncontrollable or uncontrolled diabetes loads many issues. It brings about blindness, kidney failures, impotence, stroke, heart diseases, hypertension, and in a matter of fact, if any communicable diseases is added to it, whether it's malaria, TB, you name it, it can even lead to many things, not to mention the high rates of amputation.
Health officials say diabetes makes no distinction between the old and young, and only sensitization is the way forward to combat the disease. Ibrahim Jata, GRTS.
Team 2 of the National Assembly Select Committee on Education, Training and ICT recently completed the second leg of the tour of select schools in Region 1 and 2. The undertaking, according to lawmakers, has been a successful one as it has enabled them to see for themselves conditions of schools aside from holding talks with school authorities in a bid to ensure quality service delivery. Samuel Barr has more.
The second leg of the Select Committee's tour of schools in Regions 1 and 2. A total number of 13 schools were visited by the fact-finding mission led by the Deputy Speaker, Fatou Mbaye. Mission set off from Brikama Lower Basic to Gunjur Upper Basic, Kunkujang Ketaya Upper Basic and Nemasu Senior Secondary School. At Nemasu, officials raised crucial issues on the availability of school materials and the condition of the school structures which they believe are not properly ventilated. Gunjur Upper Basic was commended for proper management of crucial information on enrollment, retention, performance, among others. At Talinding Upper Basic, the team was fairly impressed with the state of affairs and noted the need to improve sanitary facilities. On the last day of the tour, the team paid a brief courtesy call on the Director of Region 1, Anna Burang John Cisse, before visiting schools. Madam Cisse emphasized the need to partner with the Select Committee for the achievement of the set education targets as she looks forward to the committee's recommendations. The tour then took members to the Gambia Methodist Academy established in January 1997. There, members expressed satisfaction with the general conditions of the school. The tour party then continued to Gola Fortunate Junior and Senior Secondary Schools, before finally proceeding to Senegalese School. The team capped off the day's activities at Glory Baptist Junior and Senior Secondary School, where they inspected the school facilities and listened to both teachers and students. Most of the schools visited both in the provinces and in the greater Banjul areas, according to parliamentarians, have registered success in line with the ministry's policies. However, they believe there are few others that are said to be facing challenges.
My experience, the ministry is doing well. They are really doing well, and we want them to keep it up. Because anyway, for me, I'm very much impressed. Yes, I've seen a lot of improvement, and I think this improvement will continue.
We are yet to come up with the final results of our report, but then as verbally what we have seen definitely is very important.